Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie and I'm here today to talk about my wax melt empties. This is my second empties video. As of right now, it's looking like I'm gonna have enough to do weekly, but I'm not 100% sure enough on that to commit to making the title weekly wax melt empties. So this is still gonna be recent wax melt empties, but if after a few weeks it seems like I'm gonna have enough to do weekly, that is what this will be. I have a few different vendors here. I have more than I thought, or more than I remembered, but I think that today I'm gonna start with L3. The first one that I have here was blackberry jam, butter cookies, pumpkin pecan waffles, toasted mallow, and cookie therapy, which is Santa's on keto, which that is a bakery blend in itself, pretzel and sugared shortbread. So for this one, I love blackberry jam butter cookies with bakery. It's one of my favorite fruit bakery mixes of all time. L3's toasted mallow oil is very strong to me and very toasted. And I find that it often takes over a blend. And I don't necessarily love the way that it smells for me with fruit. But I love pumpkin pecan waffles and blackberry jam butter cookies together. The cookie therapy, I would smell it at first. It would be heavier on the bakery, but then as the hours went on, the notes will kind of shift as you melt through the day, and you'll smell different notes at different times as the oils are melting. And I only smelled that bakery in the first couple hours of melting, and then it would fade into, basically to me, it smelled just like blackberry jam butter cookies and toasted mallow. Just because I didn't love the scent combo, that says nothing at all about the performance. If I say that I just didn't love the way something smelled, that's on me and my personal taste. That is no shade to the vendor or anything. If I have an issue with performance, I will explicitly state that, but I just think that I would like this a lot more without the toasted mallow in it, because it just kind of took over. Next, I have one of my all-time favorites, which is Vanilla Birch, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Zucchini Bread. Vanilla Birch, I'm sorry if that's, there we go. Okay. Vanilla Birch is such a strong oil, and it's way more vanilla to me than it is birch. It has the very, very slightest hint of a woodsy note, but it's not something that's powerful that takes over like pine or spruce or cedar. To me, you can barely even smell the birch. It's just a very rich, deep, earthy vanilla. And Sugar Cookie Royale and Zucchini Bread together and separate are two of my all-time favorite bakery oils, and this together, because all three of them are such powerhouses, this made the most strong, beautiful bakery blend. It was just deep, rich vanilla bakery, and it threw like a champ. Long lasting, it was strong, it was powerful, and it is one of my favorite bakery combos of all time from L3. This is one that I got in the fluted tarts in the pre-order, and I got quite a few fluted tarts. So I have enough to last me at least a little while, but I definitely think that I will request this one before she closes. Next, I finished this little bun of birthday cake, strawberry jam, and coconut cream pie. L3's strawberry jam is just a dream. It's just the most beautiful, realistic strawberry scent, and I had gotten this in a strawberry sampler, and I enjoyed this scent, but for me, birthday cake is an oil that I really personally have a hard time picking up on, and the coconut cream pie in this was light. It was only a very slight coconut, but because I love the strawberry jam oil so much, I still really, really enjoyed this, even though this was mostly just strawberry jam. Performance was great. Like I said, if I don't mention something about the performance, assume that the performance was great unless I say something. Next, I finished this bougie bar of fresh picked strawberry, boardwalk mallow clouds, pink sugar, and zucchini bread. This one was a super sweet strawberry forward scent. Sometimes I don't love fresh picked strawberries out of all the strawberry oils. It can smell a little bit artificial and maybe too overly sweet for me, but in this blend, it works great. The Boardwalk Mallow Clouds has a little bit of sandalwood and a light floral in it, so it really tones down that overly sweetness of the strawberry. And then the pink sugar is that perfume type with the musk, and the zucchini bread is really just a base bakery, and mixed all together, it just smelled like a sweet strawberry. It was very summery to me. It's not tropical, it's not beachy, but it just, to me, it was summery, it was bright, it was sweet. Really, really good. And similarly, we also have, I finished Palo Santo pink sugar and zucchini bread. This is like an all-star blend for me, one of my favorites of all time. This is such a good, delicious, smoky, musky, feminine bakery. If you like sweet, like a gourmand note in a perfume or something like that, but you don't love that creamy, heavy bakery, but you like that gourmand note in it, this is one that I would definitely try, because Palo Santo is a smoky scent and pink sugar is a sweet, sugary, feminine musk, and both of those can lean body care when mixed together. And the zucchini bread is not like a super creamy, buttery bakery note at all. It's just a really good gourmand. If you want to venture into more of the bakery, but you only kind of want to dip your toes into it, I feel like this is a really good blend for that. And last from L3, I finished Here's Jenny, Don't Cross Streams, Zucchini Bread, and Mallow Fireside. And unfortunately, I did not realize the notes on this blend are not listed, but these are all bakery. Here's Jenny is bakery, Don't Cross Streams is bakery, Zucchini Bread is bakery, and then we have Mallow Fireside. This is one of the rare times where I had an issue with performance with an L3 scent. It almost never happens. With this one, I experimented with it, a couple different sizes and a couple different ways in my warmer, and this one was really great, for about like an hour or two, and then it quickly faded into mostly Mallow Fireside, and then that Mallow Fireside note did last for a long time, but the other notes didn't stick around as long. So this one wasn't my favorite, but individually all of those notes are great. Let me do my two Vintage Chic scents. These I've only gotten Vintage Chic when she was selling mystery bags on Etsy. I've never purchased from any of her pre-orders or ready to ship. I'm not sure if she still sells wax or not. I know that you can find lots of her wax on D-Stash pages though, if she isn't. I don't get the best performance from Vintage Chic in my home. For me, the scents smell really, really good on cold, and I think that she has some great blends, but every house is different and it all is so dependent on so many factors, and it just doesn't work for me. But that is not like shade to the vendor. I think that you should still try out every vendor just to see if it works for you. It just doesn't really work for me. But this first one was Shamrock Shake, which is mint cream and vanilla swirl milkshake topped with whipped cream. This smelled exactly like the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, and if you've ever gotten the Shamrock Shake from McDonald's, you know exactly what I mean. It is a sweet, minty milkshake. I have a fondness for the Shamrock Shake because my birthday is St. Patrick's Day, so it reminds me always that my birthday is coming when I see that they're offering the Shamrock Shakes again. It smelled really good, but like I said, it was very light in my home, so great scent, but just not the best performer. And this one is called Marshmallow Mermaid Pie. Sugared pie crust filled with a pillow of blue cotton candy cream and a layer of whipped coconut cream topped with fluffy miniature marshmallows. This one I mainly got the cotton candy from. Definitely cotton candy and a hint of coconut. I had a hard time smelling the pie crust. There was a little bit of marshmallow in there. It was a very sweet, sugary scent, the way that cotton candy always is, that sugary sweet, not that bakery sweet. Cotton candy is an iffy oil for me. It depends on the blend. This smelled really good on cold, but I did have a hard time with the performance of it. Next, I will do my Fantasy Fantasy Wax. So I finished one of the little shapes of Ghost with the Most Babe that I have. This is one of my favorite scents of all time so far from Fantasy Wax Melts. It is Apple Fritters, Blueberry Cheesecake, and Sugar Cookie. Now, I have said before that I'm on a blueberry cheesecake journey, trying to find my perfect blueberry cheesecake. I would never think to mix apple and blueberry together, but wow, it is an absolutely stellar combo. The apple fritters just enhances the blueberry cheesecake and makes you smell more of that crust note in it rather than just the filling, because I've noticed that with some blueberry cheesecakes I only smell the filling, I don't smell the crust. But the way that this blends, it just enhances it, and it's definitely more blueberry than it is apple. But the fritters and the sugar cookie dough add so much to the blueberry cheesecake, and I just absolutely love this. I am getting some in her pre-order that just shipped. I have some stored away, and this is like a comfort melt for me. I can kind of melt it anytime. Next fantasy wax that I have here is called Hello Fairy Darling, which I believe is from ACOTAR, which I have not read yet. This is Jelly Donut, Morning Beignet, and Strawberry White Cake. This one was very fruit forward for me. I definitely got the fruit notes more than I got the cake notes and the donut, but they were definitely there. It was just definitely more of a fruit forward blend. I've never smelled morning beignets on their own, so I have a hard time saying how they contributed to the blend. It was definitely more fruit than bakery. This one was called Under the Mountain. This is roasted pine cones, vanilla bean Noel, and cinnamon rolls. So roasted pine cones is a really good oil. It does smell like a pine cone, but to me it has a little bit of a spice quality to it. That mixed with the cinnamon rolls, the cinnamon in that added an extra kind of spicy quality to it. But the vanilla bean Noel is such a sweet, creamy vanilla oil that it toned it down. But this had a little like spice to it along with the earthiness, and there was that hint of dough from the cinnamon rolls, and I think that the vanilla bakery also contributed to that. But this one was an absolutely outstanding thrower. This is one that I would definitely buy again or request in a future pre-order or a customer blend thing. This one was called Kerrigan, and this is Cracklin' Birch, pumpkin pecan waffles, and toasted mallow. Cracklin' Birch is another earthy oil that I really like, and this one does smell more woodsy, and it's that light birch wood, which is different. It's lighter than a cedar or spruce or something like that, but it's there, it's woody. And the cracklin' part is that smokiness. It has a little bit of a kind of like you're sitting by a campfire and you're smelling the wood burn. That's what Cracklin' Birch smells like to me. And then pumpkin pecan waffles added just this really nice sweetness to it. I find that pumpkin pecan waffles is a very sweet, lightly nutty oil. And toasted mallow, the toasted mallow from Fantasy Wax is not as smoky as L3's toasted mallow to me, but it does have that very slightly toasted quality, but it also smells kind of like the inside of that gooey marshmallow. But because the Cracklin' Birch smells like firewood and you're mixing toasted mallow with that, this just smells like you're at an amazing campfire eating some roasted marshmallows, and I really loved it. I also finished this snap bar from the Valentine's Day collection. This is called Nick and Jess. This is pink frosted cake, pink sugar, and birthday cake. I love pink frosted cake so much. I like it way more than birthday cake. Like I said, I have a hard time picking up birthday cake. I don't think it's necessarily a bad oil, but for some reason my nose can't smell it. But pink frosted cake I can smell perfectly. It's the perfect sweet frosting with cake. I love cake mixed with pink sugar. It just adds this extra sugary touch to it. Such a good cake mix. I feel like when I melted it, the frosting note actually really was the all-star, and then the cakes and the pink sugar. I thought that it might be light, but it threw like a champ. And then last from Fantasy Wax, I had two samples. This first one is called Butt Naked Type, And I don't know where this type is from. I don't know if this is a lotion or perfume or something, but this was a super summery scent. It almost had that slight sunscreen quality, but I also got banana from this scent. It was a summery banana scent. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I would necessarily normally gravitate for, but I liked trying it, and it was a strong performer. And if those types of scents are scents that you like, it's definitely a good one. And then I also had a sample of almond biscotti. I really liked this one because this was way more pastry heavy than it was almond. Sometimes almond can come in and dominate a blend and knock your socks off with that sweet almond quality, but this one, the almond was definitely more toned down and it was more of that flaky biscotti. Really liked that. I have a couple from Westbury Candle Company. The first one is Reindeer Crossing, which was pomegranate and peppermint. I really liked this, but it was by far more pomegranate than peppermint. I barely smelled any mint in it actually, but the pomegranate oil was fantastic. Really liked that one. And second, I finished one of my favorites, which is Marshmallow Woods. This is marshmallow, sugar cookies, and pine. It is my perfect sweet tree scent. I absolutely love it. And last but not least, I finished this shot cup of Uncle Buck's birthday pancakes from the Burning Mitten. This was my first melt from the Burning Mitten, and I have to say, I was very impressed with the scent, the performance, and the throw. This smells to me like the Mrs. Butterworth syrup. One thing about me is I don't like real 100% maple syrup. I like the fake stuff, and this smells like the fake stuff along with pancakes, and it was just so buttery, so sweet, a sugary, delicious syrup. That is all for my empties of the week or the time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. All of the vendors will be linked down below, and I will see you in my next video.